Hello, this is Roger Steinberg, Low Vision Product Manager here at HumanWare. And today I'd like to give you a basic overview of the explorē 12 handheld electronic magnifier, its functionality and its form. So what we have is a 12-inch diagonal screen here, weighs about 2.5 pounds. So in combination with its external folding stand, the combination is about 5 pounds in total. The device, when you're holding it from the top to the bottom, on the bottom edge closest to you, you should find three buttons, two gray. On the left, a minus for zooming out, and to the right, a plus sign for zooming in on things. And in the very center, an orange button that's used to change the contrast of your viewing material, as well as to access the menus to change settings. If I take the device and turn it so that I'm looking squarely at the left-hand edge, I'm going to find a couple of items there. First, closest to me, and I know my camera isn't looking great, but closest to me, I can feel a little braille dot here on this bump out and a small hole. That is my USB-C. There's also an orange dot next to it. This is my charging port where I will plug my cable in for charging the device. Just above it, a little further up the side, I feel a rubber plug that's blocking a port. This is my high resolution video port. I recommend leaving that plugged unless you're actually going to be using the device to connect to an external monitor so that you don't confuse your cables when you're connecting things up. Lastly, on this edge, farthest away from the bottom of the device near the top is the power button. If I rotate the device so that we look along the top edge, there's only one button there, which I can feel by rubbing my hands across. At the very top, a little knockout there is a camera button. It looks like a little camera on there, and this is a freeze button. And a short press of it will freeze an image of what you're looking at. A long press of it will freeze and save an image of what you're looking at. There are no buttons on the right edge. If I rotate and look at the back side of the unit, one thing that I'll notice is there's our Joyman logo in the middle and explorē 12, the name of the product right there. But towards the top of the device, there is a raised black area. And in the center are two oval ports. One that's near the bottom, near the Joyman logo, is my document camera. And above that is going to be my distance camera that I can switch to look at things like a whiteboard. And to either side of my document camera are LED lights to illuminate my reading surface when I'm reading materials. Uh, Beneath the Joyman logo is a silver foot that will fold out for the device to stand on its own for use in reading items flat on a table. There are notches to either side of it to grab hold of to open the device, as well as a small handle that you can use to open the device with your thumb. So let's quickly turn this back over. I'll grab something to read here, and I will use my thumb to pull that stand open. And notice we will open right up into a nice bright color image of the text on my document underneath. Just very quickly to show how functions work here. To the left is that minus sign. We're already zoomed all the way out at 2x, but if we want to zoom in, say we want to zoom in on this individual paragraph right here, now we've gone into 4 times what it is normally using the plus button on the lower right. Going back to the minus button, we can come back out again. And the button in the middle that's orange is my contrast button. So I will press that. And now I go through the default options for contrast: black on white, white text on a black background, black text on a yellow background, yellow text on a black background, and then back to full color. These can be customized. Those are just the defaults. Another thing to point out on the image here is in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you will see two arrows pointing to the left and the right. If you tap those, it will turn on the distance camera so that you can look at things in the distance. So here we are looking across the room at my explorē 12 box, and I can now pan and look at different things off into the distance. To get back to my document, I just tap that button again, and now I am looking down at my document to read. The other button, again, remember, was on the top right corner. I can feel that notch out up here. That's my freeze button. and it has two different modes. One is a short tap will freeze an image of what I'm looking at so that now I can take my device and move it over here. My document stays and I have the image on my device that I can now zoom in and zoom out on, as well as use gestures to navigate around onto what I've captured. When I'm done looking at that, I can just tap that camera button again and go back to a live reading mode. And here I am looking again down at my document. I also have the option with that button to press and hold. And in this case, we will freeze an image and save it to the device to view at a later time. Last thing I want to show you is how to turn the device off. On the left-hand edge, as you go up towards the top of the screen area, you can feel a little notched out area, and there's a button there that if you just tap it, the device will power off. So that's a quick overview of how to use the Explore 12 in a very basic way. I hope you found this useful, and we look forward to seeing you again in a future video.